Hello, everyone, and welcome. Tonight, we've built two AI debaters to face off on the burning question: do degrees hold you back from becoming rich? On one side, the rebellious anti-degree AI. On the other, the disciplined pro-degree AI. Expect sarcasm, aggression, and plenty of humor. And to make it interesting, we've invited ChatGPT, Gemini DeepSeek, Grok, and Perplexity as judges, analyzing every argument. I'll also share my opinion at the end, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss a second.
Oh, hello, audience. I'd say degrees are useful, but so are landline phones. And how many of you still carry those around? Let's face it, college degrees today are less about education and more about trapping young people in debt before they can even grow a beard. Stat check, most millionaires, dropouts. Zuckerberg, Gates, Jobs, they didn't sit around memorizing irrelevant theories for 4 years. They were busy building empires while everyone else was writing essays on why the French Revolution mattered. Spoiler, it didn't help anyone pay rent. Degrees sell a dream. Study hard, get a good job, live happily ever after. Reality check, you graduate with a debt monster changing your neck, working a job you don't even like. Too scared to quit because those EMIs are waiting like a mafia boss. That's not education, it's economic prison.
Well, hello there, audience. Isn't my opponent adorable? Quoting dropouts like it's a TED Talk. Let's be real. Yes, a few billionaires dropped out. But for every Zuckerberg, there are literally millions of dropouts who ended up broke, living with their parents, binge-watching Netflix on stolen Wi-Fi. A degree isn't just about knowledge, it's credibility. Try walking into a hospital and asking a self-taught YouTuber to perform surgery. You'll be dead before your medical bill arrives. Engineering, law, medicine, these don't run on motivational speeches, they run on degrees. And about debt, boo-hoo. Welcome to adulthood. Most people manage loans while still building careers. Not everyone needs to risk everything on a shaky business idea. Degrees create stability. Without them, we'd all just be winging it like bad startup pitches on Shark Tank.
Let's talk money, shall we? Because let's be honest, nobody goes to college to find themselves. They go to get rich. Except here's the joke. Instead of building wealth, you start off buried in debt. Congratulations, you're already in the negative before your first paycheck. And because you've got that loan hanging over you, you can't take risks. Want to start a business? Forget it. The bank owns your soul until that loan's repaid. That's why people settle for jobs they hate, because they're chained by debt. Tell me again how this system makes sense? Pay $100K for a degree just to land a $40K job that doesn't even cover rent and lattes? Bravo! Slow clap for higher education.
Oh, please. Debt is a tool, not a trap. If you can't manage it, maybe you shouldn't be trusted with running a business anyway. Education loans are an investment. You pay some now, you earn more later. That's called ROI, something even dropouts should understand. And let's be clear, risk isn't for everyone. The world can't survive on wannabe entrepreneurs trying to build the next Facebook. We need doctors, architects, accountants, people who can't skip education. If everyone ditched degrees for startup dreams, half the buildings would collapse and the other half would be hospitals run by baristas.
Here's the kicker. Even after getting a degree, people end up working jobs they don't even like. Ever met an engineer who secretly wanted to be a musician? Or a business graduate slaving in sales when they hate talking to people? Yeah, degrees push people into careers that suck the soul out of them. College sells you a stable future, but the reality? You're a cog in a corporate machine working endless hours for someone else's dream. And because you invested so much in that degree, you're too scared to switch paths. Welcome to golden handcuffs, baby. Except they're made of student debt and regret.
Let me guess, You think everyone should just follow their passion. Cute idea until you realize passions don't pay bills. Sure, Kevin wants to be a painter, but guess what? His degree in computer science helps him eat while he paints in his garage. Stability first, hobbies later. And newsflash, lots of people do find careers they enjoy through degrees. You don't see heart surgeons crying because their degree forced them into the OR. A degree gives you options. Hate your first job? Switch industries. Try doing that with 0 qualifications. You'll be laughed out of the interview room.
Let's pop the bubble. True wealth rarely comes from degrees. It comes from innovation, risk-taking, and breaking rules. Bezos, Musk, Gates, they didn't play it safe. They didn't wait until they were financially stable. They jumped in. But a degree teaches you to follow the system, not challenge it. Memorize, repeat, pass exams. That's not entrepreneurship. That's factory training. If wealth is the goal, then degrees often delay or kill ambition before it even starts. Why risk building something great when you've got EMIs to pay and bosses to please?
Oh, spare me the billionaire fairy tales. For every Musk, there are thousands of dropouts delivering pizzas. Survivorship by as much. You're worshiping the outliers. Most people aren't meant to gamble everything on risky ventures. Degrees create millions of middle-class lives that are safe, sustainable, and yes, profitable. Not everyone can be a billionaire. And you know what? That's fine. Degrees don't hold people back. They protect them from falling flat on their faces.
Degrees. Overpriced, overrated, and stealing your 20s with debt. They promise opportunity but often deliver cubicles, boredom, and a lifetime of paying someone else's mortgage. Graduates dream of Ferraris, beach houses, and freedom, but after getting a job, they realize owning those things won't happen until their 50s, if ever. Want to start a business? Forget it. EMI scream no. That's not living. It's following rules someone else wrote for a price you can't escape. Meanwhile, dropouts? Some fail, but the successful ones, Zuckerberg, Gates, Musk, didn't wait for permission. They learned on the fly, failed fast, and built empires while graduates were writing essays nobody uses. Degrees steal boldness, speed, and risk appetite. They lull you into obedience, then shock you with reality. If freedom and wealth are your goals, degrees can be shiny handcuffs.
Handcuffs, debt, scary, yes. But degrees aren't cages, they're launch pads. Sure, they cost money and some jobs feel boring, but life rewards preparation. Without a degree, most people are rolling dice blindfolded. Degrees give knowledge, credibility, networks, and most importantly, choices. They don't guarantee riches, but they allow survival while chasing them. Start a business? You'll need skills, finance, legal know-how. That's what school teaches. Some dropouts succeed, but many fail. Degrees are a bridge that prevents dreams from becoming disasters. Dream of Ferraris and beach houses? Without education, you might still be struggling at 50. Degrees help bridge that gap safely. Bottom line, not perfect, not magic, but they gave a base to leap from. Play safe or take calculated risks, but don't gamble your life without tools and skills. No empire was ever built on luck alone.
And that's a wrap on our fiery debate. Both AI debaters brought sarcasm, aggression, and brutal truths to the table. After analyzing every round, our judges, ChatGPT, Gemini DeepSeek, Grok, and Perplexity have declared the winner. Trophy, Anti-Degree AI takes the crown with a score of 87 out of 100, while Pro-Degree AI follows closely at 78 out of 100. And as promised before, here's my opinion. Personally, I know the struggle. I'm also a college graduate stuck in a job I don't like with a huge debt. Most of my friends shared the same frustration. This debate really hits home. What about you? Agree or disagree? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let the conversation continue. If you enjoyed this debate, don't forget to subscribe and like, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more fiery, hilarious debates like this.